Namaskar. Welcome to this session. In the last session, we were trying to understand the intriguing but exciting, quite illuminating classification of karma. The kinds of karma, the classes of karma, the types of karma. And now we are going to proceed to understand the karma yoga. The best and complete treatise on karma yoga is Gita Shastram. And the two verses in Bhagavad Gita are very, very, very important. The one is Nahi Kashit Kshanopid Jato Tishthatya Karmakrt, which comes in 3rd chapter. And the verse in 2nd chapter, Karmanye dhikaraste ma phales kadachina ma karmaphalahetur ma te sangostva karmani. That you have only right for karma and you have no right on fruits. Precisely, the statement in Bhagavad Gita is that you have right for karma, but do not claim right on fruits. It doesn't say you have no right on fruit, but do not claim right on fruit. The karma phala, the fruition of karma, should not be at sight to instigate us into karma or motivate us into karma. We should not look at the fruits of karma and then get engaged into karma. So we should not be citing fruits at all. The fruit of karma should not be at our sight, in our sight, or we should not be citing it. But then when we are not supposed to be expecting the fruits or looking at the fruits or perhaps even accepting the fruits, then the motivation for karma would be lost. So, final statement of the Chatussutri is that you should not lose interest in karma. Karma should be done with interest in it. We should not lose detachment to very karma. Karma should be carried out. Don't be disinterested in performing karma. Because otherwise, suppose you are not supposed to accept the fruit at all and look at the fruit at all, consider the fruit at all, even if you receive, then you are not to accept the fruit. Then we will lose the motivation to be doing the karma and we would be more inclined to be not doing anything. Let us try to avoid as much as not doing anything. So that is called sangha for akarma. So not to get sangha in akarma, non-doing, because we are not supposed to be interested in karma phala. Then, of course, if you are not supposed to be interested in karma phala, then you will not be interested in karma, but that is not the part of karmayogic philosophy. So, enormous purport is there in these verses of Bhagavad Gita. But of course, the karma yoga comes in the whole Indian ethos, the cultural ethos of Vedic Dharma. And one of the most important Vedic injunctions is that one which comes in Ishavasyopanishad, very opening hymn. Ishavasyam idam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tyena tyaktena bhunjitha ma grha kasya svidhanam. So it speaks about doing karmas without attachment and no attachment to fruit at all. But the karma should be done with quite an amount of interest Because of the fact that it is Ishavasyam idam sarvam. It is all Ishavasyam. It is all where the Isha, the Ishvara, the divinity is the resident of the whole universe. And therefore, we should not be disinterested in carrying out our worldly life. This world is place where divinity indwells. So do not be disinterested in world, but you should be disinterested in worldliness of materialism. So that is again a hymn in Ishavasya Upanishad which has a very deep purport. And the immediately following hymn says, Kuruvanne veha karmani jijivije shatgam samaha. With vijigupsa, with fervour, you must be keeping yourself engaged in karmas. But in a frame of mind that this is his creation, the God's creation, Isha's creation, Ishvara's creation. The whole world belongs to Ishvara. Isha vasyam idam sarvam. It belongs to him. It is his residence. He resides in the entire universe, in every particle of the universe. He is residing in it. So everything belongs to him. So just as if you are handed over something which is a belonging of your revered one, very most revered one, and then you are asked to handle it and take care of it, how would you preserve it? How would you maintain it until you are able to give it back? So you will not be using it, but you will be protecting it, you will be maintaining it, and you will be interested in preserving it and maintaining it. So we should be interested in the world, but we should not be interested in worldliness. So that's the philosophy of Karma Yoga, and very important to understand the difference between interested in the world but not interested in worldliness. To be interested in worldliness is materialism, and to be interested in the world but not worldliness is the philosophy of Karma Yoga, which has come in Ishavasya Upanishad. Then there are various quotations which highlight the Karma Yogic practice. One of the already quoted verse is in Bhagavad Gita, yogastha kurukarmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. So he says yogastha kurukarmani. Yogastha means to be in karma yogic principles. So the verse says yogastha kurukarmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddha siddhau samo bhutva samatvam yogam uchyate. So whether you succeed or fail, whether you lose or whether you gain, that should keep you in unalloyed state of mind. And that unalloyed state of mind is called samatvam. And that samatva buddhi in business activity of life, worldly activity of life is karmayogam. That is yoga uchyate, means it is not the yoga of Patanjali, it is yoga of karma yoga. Because karma yoga is also called yoga, and Patanjali's dhyana yoga is also called yoga. So this is karma yoga. That means we should be in unchanged, unfazed state of mind. Whether we succeed or fail, whether we have gain or loss, we should not bother about it. That's how the Karma Yogi leads his life. Samatva buddhi. Then the Karma Yogi's frame of mind is also described in Shrutis and Smritis, more profoundly in Smritis. I recall one. Kamato va akamato va yat karomi shubhashubham tat sarvam tvai sanyastyam tat prayuktaha karomyaham. So a karmayogi does everything for divine will, divine purpose, and for divinity. So tat sarvam sanyastvam. Therefore, I offer everything to you. It is all yours, and therefore I offer it to you. And therefore, I am also engaged in my activity because it is your activity. I am doing for you. I am doing something which is yours. And therefore, I have a different kind of spiritedness to be doing it. And all that is, whether it is shubha or ashubha, I do it with equal mind. Whether it is kama or akama, whether I do desire with a desire or without desire, I will do it. See, many times we worldly people, when we can do something which is according to our desire, we are happy. When we have to do something against our wish and will and desire, we are unhappy. Sometimes we are forced to do it, but it is going against our desires and we have to do it. Then we are dispirited. But karmayogi is not dispirited. Whether it goes according to his disposition or not, whether it is according to his desire or it is violating his desire, he doesn't have any difference in his execution. So that is how karmayogi is characterized. So there are enormous scriptural statements to describe the karmayogi, how karmayogi does his activity. And karmayogi's karma is described as nishkama karma. And that nishkama karma is karma yoga. Nishkama karma means doing the karma without any interest in outcomes, fruitions, consequences, results, outcomes, and not having any desire to do anything. So he is one who is gone past any desires, because our activities are all based on desires. We desire and therefore we do. The more we desire, we do it more intently, diligently, with involvement, integration. Less interested in it, then we do in a disinterested way, dispirited way. But in his case, that doesn't happen. He always does it in that even state of mind, equal state of mind. And that is called nishkama karma. So basically, nishkama means he has no desires. He is desireless. So understand his philosophical caliber. To be desireless in world. To be in world but having no desires in the world, of the world, about the world. And then this becomes so important as far as its role is concerned, because every moment there is some karma or the other. You can't be without karma. Because Bhagavad Gita itself has said, Nahi kaschit kshanam api jatuhu tishthatya karmakrt. So not even a moment is going to pass without karma. And therefore, now understand, when moment to moment karmas are there, some kind of karma is there all the time. And then if you are having this ethos in you of nishkama karma, it is a great bounty. Because the karmas are going to fetch fruits. If the fruits are there, they will either make you happy. If they make you happy, you are going to enhance your attachments. If they are against your will and wish, and if they are going to give you sorrows, the fruit is sorrowful, then you are going to have aversion. If they have aversion, then they are going to react in a negative way, in a disastrous way, in a destructive way. So the karma phala is anyway a problem. If the karma phala is as per your desire, as per your liking, as per your disposition, as per your wish, then you are going to get attached to it and you are going to do more and more of such karmas to get more and more pleasures. So we become pleasure seekers. But then also we have attachments. When we have attachments, then we start doing so many things which are not wise. We become unwise because of attachment. Being student of yoga, we should know that if you are infested by attachment, we become unwise. If you are infested by aversion, again we become unwise. So the fruits are either going to be pleasurable, ending in attachment and therefore unwiseness. If the fruits are going to be opposite, giving pains and sorrows, then we are going to develop aversion and again end up in unwiseness. So unwiseness is anyway a consequence for our sakama karma or karma done with desire. Now when it is nishkama karma, the fruits, whatever are going to come to him, he is not going to be touched by the fruits. Because of samabuddhi, because of equanimity in his mind. And therefore, karma yoga is great insulation to be free from any oscillations. And therefore, karma yoga becomes that much important. So, the karma yoga chatussutri needs to be opened out for our preliminary understanding. So, it said, karmani eva dhikaraha te. You have only adhikara for karma. You have only right for karma. But there is a difference between having a right for karma and then claiming right on karma. We mundane people, we claim right on karma. This is my right. And then our ego problems bloat up. So, we must not claim right on karma. We have right to karma, but we should not claim right to karma. Then the conflicts will get flared up. Now, why is it that when you are doing karma, you should not expect the fruits and you should not be claiming right on fruits? Because the fruit of karma is not directly related to karma and exclusively our act. It depends upon so many factors. Now, for a karma yogi, he knows that the maker is divinity. The will is of divinity. And the instruments with which they will be carried out, the karma will be carried out, also belongs to him. Our intelligence, our mind, our senses, our motor organism, our conative cognitive organism, our ideomotor organ, all these organs are his organs. They are his endowments. So, that's why they say in philosophy or in the ethos of philosophy, he is the one who gets done the things. He is the maker of the things and he is also one who gets done the things. Because if you are asked, did you do this act? And if you say, yes, I did this act. How did you do? Would be the next question. Then you would say, you did with your intelligence, you did with your mind, you did with your thought, you did with your consciousness, you did it with your senses, you did it with your organs. Now, do they really belong to you? With the instruments with which you carried out your karma, they don't belong to you. You got them. They are not yours. They were given to you. With your embodiment, with your incarnation, you got them. Did you procure them? You didn't procure them. They came to you. From where did you get your hands and legs for karma? From where did you get your oral organ and mental organ and body organs to carry out your karmas? No, we got them. So they are not our possessions. We don't have any title over them. We are only trustees to be taking care of those and using them as long as our lifetime. And they go back. So they are not our possessions. And then the wisdom given in the ethos is that guna guneshu vartante iti matvana sajjate. Again, Bhagavad Gita. That it is gunas who interact within themselves and all these things happen. Your drive, your motive, your motion, your execution, your purpose, What is it? You say it is my drive, my motion, my motive, my execution, my purpose. Is it true? No. It is all these organs of you interact within themselves. Cognitive organs, cognitive organs, mental organ, intellectual organs, psychic organs, memory organs. They interact within themselves. These are all organs given to you. They are not you. They are given to you. And those which were given to you, with them you carried out your karma. So these are gunas, sattva, rajatama gunas basically. They interact within themselves. And therefore the yogi, guna guneshu vartante iti matvana sajjate. And therefore he ends up in a state, na phaleshu kadachana. So he doesn't claim any right, doesn't even feel that there is a right to fruit. And the fruits depend upon so many factors. So, karma you will be doing with your systemic body, motor body, cognitive body. But the fruits depend upon so many factors which are not in our hands. You can plant a tree, but when will you get fruit on the tree is not in your hands. You will have to wait for fruits to come. Why? If your karma is going to reap fruits, then it should be solely you responsible and the cause of fruition. But the fruit on the tree depends upon so many things, some seasons, some bad weather. All these things can really influence, and you may not get the fruit in time or in envisaged time. You will have to wait for fruits to come. Or the fruit might come but may not be good fruit but rotten fruit also. So that you cannot expect. You can only plant seeds, that's all. And you can only allow the tree to grow, that's all. What will be the fruit and how will be the fruit and when will you get the fruit is not in your hands. It depends on so many factors, the weather, the climate, the seasons, the natural conditions, any natural calamity or absence of it, so many things. So the fruit depends on so many factors, and therefore one really cannot claim fruit. So that part of the verse, karmanyeva dhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. When, why, how, where you will get the fruit is not in your hands. But when to do, what to do, how to do, etc. is in your hands. You can decide as to when you will do it and how you will do it and why you will do it and where you will do it. But about the fruits, you can't say where you will get the fruit and when you will get the fruit and how you will get the fruit. You will get the fruit. That is for sure. Getting the fruit is sure for your karma, but when, why, how, where, etc. is not in your decision. So there are so many other forces for fructification. Therefore, we cannot and should not, ideally should not be claiming right on fruits. But when we are not supposed to even have any claim on fruits, then what about the condition that might come? Karmanyeva dhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karmaphalahetur bhuhu. So don't expect any fruits. And then you might do the things in disinterested way. And that should not be taking place. You must do the karma with fervour, duties with fervour. Do not get attached to non-doing or inactivity. That won't be right. And therefore, the verse tells us about it. That is called Chatussutri of Karmayoga. And therefore, the karmayogi doesn't shirk from any duties. Basically, he is duty-minded. He doesn't have any desire, passion, needs, etc. So you can understand how his karma radius is shrunk. Our karma radius, goes on expanding because our desires are endless. But he is nishkama. And therefore, he only keeps himself engaged in duty, kartavyam, dharmam, pitru dharma, matru dharma, bhratru dharma. Various dharmas are there for any individual. So he just is engaged in kartavya karma, and there is no sakama karma. Moreover, he knows that all karmas are carried out by Prakriti. Atma is akarta. I am akarta. Prakrute kriyamani gunakarmani sarvashah. Ahankara vimoodatma karta aham iti manyate. It is the ignorant people who think that I am the doer. But the wise man knows that I am not doer. Atma doesn't do. We have seen during Jnana Yogic principles, philosophy of Jnana Yoga, Atma doesn't do. Atma is not a doer, is not endurer, is not a knower. But endurance is because of his presence, because of the Atma. Experience is because of the Atma. Knowledge is because of the Atma. It doesn't mean that he is the knower, he is the endurer, etc. He is akarta, abhokta. That's the nature of me. So karma yogi knows that I am essentially like that. And therefore it is all pseudo ego, which desires, which aspires, which has a motive, etc., etc. So, being wise, he knows that I do not do anything. And it is gunas which are interacting within themselves. Prakriti, which is doing everything. Prakriti kriyamanani gunakarmani sarvashaha. So it is all Prakriti that is doing. So why should I bother about it? So karma yogi does all his duties with a fervour, not with disinterestedness. He has disinterestedness in the fruits, outcomes. But when he is doing because it is divine duty. He is serving the divinity. So, Bhagavad Gita itself has given a principle of karma yogi as to how he will be doing his activities. The verse comes in 9th chapter, 27th verse. Yat karoshi yadashnasi yadajuyoshi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. Whatever you do, either in the form of activity or whatever you eat or whatever you offer in yajna, whatever dhanam you do, whatever tapas, austerities you undertake, all that offer it unto me. That's how karma yogi does. And then the ethos has given a particular kind of mindset for these karma yogis. Kayena vacha manasendriyerva buddhyatmana atmana prakriti svabhavat karomi yadya sakalam parasmai naranaya iti samarpayami. So offering the fruits to Narayana, offering fruits to him. It all belongs to him. It is all because of him karma yogi does, and it is for him that he does, and therefore he offers. So that's the karmaphala nyasa. Karmarpanam, karmaphalaarpanam, karmaphalatyaga, karmaphalanyasa, karmaphalasanyasa. So that's how the karma yogi has his modes of karma yoga practiced. And that is what is karma yoga. And how does karma yogi work in his business activity or life? Again, Bhagavad Gita gives the outline. Manmana bhavamad bhaktaha madhyaji mam namaskuru mam eva eshyasi satyam te pratijane priya asime. So in the 18th chapter, 65th verse, he comforts the karmayogi and praises the karmayogi. So this is how the karma yoga is. Karma yoga is and karmayogi is. And here in Kriyayoga, the Kriyayogi is also a karmayogi. We saw that he was a jnana yogi, and now we saw that he is also a karmayogi. So he is accomplished in jnana yoga with wisdom. He is accomplished in process of activity in life as a karmayogi. So therefore we understood the ethos of karma yoga, philosophy of jnana yoga, ethos of jnana yoga, philosophy of karma yoga, ethos of karma yoga. Now kriya yogi that we are considering is also bhakti yogi and dhyana yogi. So we will try to understand those two aspects as well. But enough for the time being. Namaskar all of you.